Welcome back to the Raleigh Oaks Baseball Club here on OOTP 25. As you can see, we are sitting at first place in the Southern Division, almost a Pacific Division, in the Southern Division of the National League here. 2 games in front of the Atlanta Braves. Currently on an L3, they're in a W6, so things not going as great right now. But overall, I would say things have been good, but definitely some things that, not the greatest. We do have the best run differential in the Southern Division. I would say that nobody in the Southern Division is like ideal right now. This is a very messy division, but we are the best of the bunch. 20-7 at home is a big part of that, I feel like. And if you take a look at our team stats here, got off to a blazing start, 15-8 in April, but slower since then, but still above 500, 15-13. Like I said, 5-5 in our last 10. Very good at home, not so great on the road. Really good in one-run games as well. And the story has just been our pitching. Our pitching has been great. The starters, not so much, but the bullpen has been fantastic. The overall pitching has been great. First in least runs allowed, first on hits allowed, opponent's average, BABIP second in home runs. Giving up too many walks, but we're striking out a bunch of guys, and we have the best defense in the National League. Whereas on the offensive side of things, they're struggling. I don't know what happened. That first season with this Oaks team, we were just tearing the cover off the ball. You could not hold down this Oaks offense, and now all of a sudden, we can't hit to save our lives, and we're like bottom barrel offense type stuff. Which, to be fair, is what I expected from this Oaks team when I took them over. But after that first season, I was like, holy shit, maybe we're just like already ready to go. But we've had some weird development stuff, and all of a sudden, not looking too great. But there is some in-house possibilities to help us with the bats down the line, during the stretch here, which we will get into in a little bit. But first things first, let's take a look at the current lineup situation. We sort by WRC. Oh, we'll just sort by plate appearances. No, we'll sort by WAR. We'll sort by WAR. Luis Griego, he's been great. He's been the only bat that's been like actually what you would expect. 150 WRC plus, 12 doubles, 13 home runs, 31 runs already. He's walking more than he's striking out. 10 swipe bags as well. Even with a low BABIP, he's doing this. So Griego's been fantastic. Unfortunately, the one thing about his game that hasn't been fantastic is he just still can't figure out left field. For the life of me, I don't understand why this profile is really good in center, but it's bad in left. It even says right here he's a 75 in left, a 60 in center field, but for whatever reason, when he plays center field, he's great. But when he plays left, he's below average. What's the deal? I have no clue, but that will also tie into something down the line that we could possibly do, which we will get into a little bit later. Nesty Rojas has been the second best player, but still nothing really to write home about. He's just been average, I would say. He's also in the leadoff spot because he did have the highest OBP on the team, and he still does. He has the highest OBP. It has gone down a little bit, but it's still 350. He's in that leadoff spot, and then it's Griego in the 2-hole. But then from there, there's a lot of guys underachieving. Like Juan Ramirez has been hitting decently well, but still you'd like to see something better than this from your first baseman. But we'll take it for now, but we would like to see it improve as the season goes on. Hopefully he can do that, but it doesn't really make me think good things when I see that he's only basically a little bit above league average, not hitting too many home runs, and he's doing this with a hot BABIP. So, what is his BABIP usually? Yeah, his BABIP is higher than it was last year, but not by too much. Maybe he's just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but he's been struggling a bit. We'd like to see that improve as the season goes on. But then the rest of the guys just haven't been great. Mike Rubin, he's not been good. Yaikel Cooperman's been bad at the dish. Edgar Ortega's just been straight up awful, which is why he's no longer leading off for us. Even Tapia backing him up has been awful. Rocky Gusty hasn't been great. Aiden McCarthy's just been like flat out unplayable from a hitting perspective, but he's really good defensively still. Eric Alejar's been really bad offensively, which is something that I wasn't expecting because usually he's a pretty consistent triple-digit WRC plus guy, but for whatever reason this year, not the case. I'm hoping it's just early season struggles. Also, Will Caffin has gotten off to a really poor start, but very small sample size for him, whereas Guyton and Henniger as bench players have been very good. Guyton's been fantastic as a bench player, but the thing about him is, do we want to sacrifice defense for Guyton's bat? I think I might start doing something where he plays like every third game. I'm thinking we're going to try something like that and just see how that goes, see if he can keep up this hitting performance. And if he can't, then we're going right back to Aiden McCarthy. But for now, we'll see how that goes. But the thing that we could possibly change here that I wanted to talk about is this really insane player we have down in Double A right now. Start of the year in High A with Fondue Lock, as you can see here, tore it up. 3 WAR in 38 games, 198 WRC plus, 7 doubles, 13 home runs, 34 ribbies, 34 runs. Insane. 4-digit OPS. I mean, look at this guy. This guy could be absolutely incredible. He is an international free agent signing that the previous GM did. High work ethic, intelligence. He is not a center fielder. He is a left fielder, but he looks like he could be really, really good. He could even come up right now and probably hold his own. He even expects to be playing in the major leagues. I would say this guy is going to be a part of the big league team sooner than later. The other option we have for that spot is in AAA. Jesus Pineda here. He's been solid in AAA. Not quite the stuff that Rodriguez is doing down in the minors, but Pineda here, definitely an option for us. We also have Mike James down in AA, who's doing quite well, but not quite looking the same player that Rodriguez is. Even somebody like Daniel Langarcia, 59th prospect in baseball, right-handed hitting second baseman, currently in A-ball. We'll probably promote him here soon, but he's an interesting, probably more so. I mean, his bat does look pretty good, so he's an interesting bat if this all develops. But I don't really want to call this guy up right now to the major leagues, obviously. But taking a look at the pitching side of things, well, first I should talk about an injury that happened. Jake Graham, unfortunately, is going to be out for the rest of the season. Tore his flexor tendon in his elbow. Big time loss to our pitching staff here, as he's our innings eater. He's the guy who goes out there, does not have a super slow hook, and he just goes out there and eats innings, and what do you know? He gets hurt. If we let guys pitch a ton, they get hurt. We limit guys' innings, they get hurt. It's just pitching. Pitching leads the guys getting hurt. That's just what it is. It's an occupational hazard. He gets hurt. And then now we're back to running a double follower situation in our rotation, simply from what the rotation is. I could just move this around to where, we'll do it right now. So we'll go like Morales, Hofer, Sinkamani, Abdud, and Havens. And then it was Hofer who was the next guy. So yeah, that's basically what the rotation is looking like right now. We have 3 actual starters, 2 followers. Tariq bin Aboud has not been great. He's definitely been struggling. We might have to make a move to send him down. Dave Havens moving into a follower role has been serviceable enough. Sinkamani has actually been really good in the rotation for us. 10 starts, has a positive ERA plus and a below 100 FIP minus, so that's good to see. Whereas Hofer has just kind of been treading water. And Wilson Morales did miss a little bit of time, and when he's been up, has not been typical Wilson Morales, which was disappointing to see. Whereas in the bullpen has been really, really good, as we saw. That's been what's carrying us here the rest of the season. You can see Mendoza just been lights out in that stopper role. So has Juan Trujillo. Those guys have been eating innings into the back end of the bullpen, doing their job, absolutely tearing things up. Juan Nazario is absolutely lights out as well. You could see 321 ERA plus, 25 FIP minus, with a 46.8 K minus walk. It's a damn shame he can't pitch longer because he's only got 25 stamina, but when he goes out there, he absolutely shoves. Whereas the rest of the bullpen, we have Jaimez, who's currently on fire, which is good to see because we took him out of the opener role. He is now just in a middle relief mop-up role. You can take a look here. As a starter, was just dreadful as an opener, but in the regular bullpen, he's been really good. So he's just rocking that regular bullpen role for now, while the 2 openers are Andres Betancourt and Jeremy Hebert. Hebert hasn't been the greatest, and it's a lot of it is this one start that he had as an opener. So the opener situation has not been great right now. We might have to find a second guy to open and possibly send down Hebert because he just hasn't really been great. He also dropped his curveball here. We might have to send him down, but we also have Montiel up, who's been good. Betancourt's been good. I said Nazario's been good. And we even called up Luis Carmona, who has been great as well, but he is walking a ton of guys. He's probably the big reason why we're walking so many players. Only 6 2/3 innings, but he is being productive somehow, even with all the walks. We would like to see the walks get toned down, but hopefully, as he develops, things get better. And then, of course, it is June 1st, so it is time to dive into the first year player draft here in 2042. We have the 36th overall pick this season. Number 1 is the St. Louis Cardinals, followed by the Phillies, the Padres, the Astros, and the Detroit Tigers. So let's just top into it here and see who the Cardinals take with the number 1 overall pick. It is Chad Chichon Higgins. He is a corner outfielder with shit personality, but looks like he could be a decent bat for them out of the College of Charleston. Moving on to our selection at 36th overall. There are some interesting players here. This guy jumps out to me because he has the triple personality class of adaptability, work ethic, intelligence. Looks like he could have a really good bat too if it develops, but he is all bat, no glove here. So, don't really know if we want to do that. Are there any college players? There's a 60 grade college guy here. Not really loving this guy's profile, to be honest. It's just all power with like decent catching. Don't know if I want to take him over the other guy. We have a closer with good personality who we're not going to take here. He's a maybe, probably not though. Another closer. Then some like 50 potential guys. I think we are going to. Who does our scout think we should take? Yeah, our scout thinks we should take Jonathan Hardy here, and I'm inclined to agree. We're going to take this high schooler out of Texas with that personality and that bat. It's just we're not going to pass that up. So we're going to take him. Move things on to our next pick here, round 2. Scout thinks we should take Jim Mulhern. I disagree. One bat that I'm seeing here that jumps out to me is Kevin Doherty here with some high contact, high gap power, speed profile. We all know I love those types of profiles. He's got a decent enough glove to play some second base, too. We also have somebody like Shigas here, Chris Shigas, 70 potential, 65 eye. No glove, though. He is fragile. He's fragile. We're not taking him now. Phil Roberts is interesting, can play all over the place. Doesn't look like anywhere yeah, he can play a bunch of positions, but nowhere that well. And he's got a decent enough bat, but he's a possible signee. We do have some 70 infield range guys. The best of the bunch right now is Tommy Medina, who is a college player from Creighton. I mean, he could be a really good shortstop. I don't know if I want to take him here. Whereas in the outfield, we have one 70 range guy. And he's not a real 70 range guy because he's a bad pitcher who also can't hit. These two guys stand out, though. Gibson Nassif, righty-lefty outfielder with some good range. Looks like it's more so a Dylan Carlson profile, though, where he's really good in the corners but not so good in center. And then Chad Simonson could probably hold his own a little bit more in center. More of a power bat. Doesn't really have the contact, though, out of Rice. I don't know if I want to take that guy. 50-50. Oh, sorry, yeah. So this guy's got a 50 potential with all the good personality, but he's a closer. Not interested there. That's too much slap hit profile for me. So between Simonson and Naif, Simonson has the better nickname, obviously. But the bat, I mean, I guess it just depends on what you're looking for. If you want a contact bat, Nassif's your guy. If you want a power bat, Simonson's your guy. He's got the better speed profile too. But then defensively, I mean, I guess defensively, it's weird to me that they have like the same range. But then I guess maybe, well, he has a better arm, but he has better, I don't know. They're both the same potential in left. He's a little bit better in center. No, he's a little bit better in center. Yeah, I think we want Simonson. I think Simonson's the guy we prefer to those two. But the high school players, Phil Roberts is impossible. This guy's a catcher who looks like he could be decent, but he's a catcher who can't hit. Do we want to take a guy that far away from the big leagues either, who also might still be here? The college guys are like definitely going to go. Yeah, we're going to take Simonson. Chad Simonson's our guy. We're going to meet his demand. Move things on to round 4 because we lost our 3rd round pick when we signed Gusty. So we're here in round 4. There are only 4 50 potential college guys here. Chris Service is interesting enough, but I don't think I want him. So I think we're going to go back to all players. Shigas is still here. So is that catcher. Our scat thinks we should take Shigas, who I disagree with, and I think we should take the catcher. This guy is a little bit more useful defensively. He's also durable. No, I think we should take this guy. I think Wes Corey's the guy. Yeah. Medina's still here too. That could be an option. But I think Wes Corey, with a decent bat and this defensive profile, that could stand out to me. We like this guy's personality. More of a slap hitter, though. All right, so between Danny and Ramiro, Ramiro's got the better bat. That's just straight up better bat, Ramiro. Danny gives you, like, at best average left field. I guess he could be a 65. So he gives you, like, decent left field, whereas Ramirez is a DH. Or, like, a poor first base. I think I still prefer his bat. Because, I mean, like, if this bat develops, that's really damn good. That's really damn good. I think we want Ramirez. Yeah, we're going to take Ramirez. Ramirez is our guy. Move things on. And Danny's still here. Now we're taking Danny. Boom. Move things on to round 6. Shigas is still there. And now all of a sudden our scat is like, actually, you shouldn't take Shigas. You should take this guy who looks like he might be able to pitch. Kind of. Not really, though. Maybe. He's an interesting player. Medina's still here as that really good defensive shortstop. We might be inclined to take him at this point. I think we just might prefer Medina because we would definitely just treat this guy like he's a regular pitcher and he's not a two-way guy because two-way guys just never develop for me. We're gonna go Medina. We're just gonna go defensively here. Tommy Medina, the shortstop. Yeah, Turner's not there anymore. Medina definitely would have gotten taken too. So now we got a bunch of 45s at this point with some 50s here. We haven't taken like any starters. We have some 45 starters here. I think that guy's probably our man. If we take a look at draft pitchers here. Out of these 45 starters, Graham is intriguing because he has that really good stamina. He's a lefty. Would need to outperform his stuff here. But then this guy also would need to outperform his stuff. And he has the really good personality class. So I think we're leaning Kastelich. So yeah, we're taking him, and then I think we're going to do the rest of this off camera and then come back in at the end. Alrighty, we are here at the end of the draft. We took 1 through 7, and then we left off after we took Kastelich. Then we followed it up by taking Chris Graham, the other starter that they were recommending to us. Then we took Billy Ferguson, a corner outfielder who went to George M. Steinbrenner High School. In the 9th round, decent power bat at this point in the draft. Round 10, we took a insane avoid K gap power speed profile. Never going to play any good defense, but very interesting bat for that point of the draft, so we just had to take him. Then we took Prince Mesidor, who is another interesting corner outfield bat, durable, injury proneness as well in the 11th round. Then after that, we followed up with a shortstop, really good defender, never going to hit well at all glove, no bat, but play some defense in our minor leagues. Who knows? Maybe you get some decent bumps to the offense there. But for now, just a really good defender out of Kent State. Then in round 13, we took Mike Morgan, who is another corner outfield. Interesting bat, self-explanatory. Round 14, we took a catcher to just help catch our minor league staff throughout the minor leagues. Round 15, we took J.J. Henderson, who just had an interesting contact eye, no power, no defense, but was too interesting of a bat to pass up at this point in the draft. In round 15, then in round 16, we took Luis Valenzuela, who is another bat first catcher. Bunch of 50s in the potential. Who knows? Maybe he works out, maybe he doesn't. Then we took Dave Moltzan, who you're looking at and you're like, oh, this guy sucks. We're not taking this guy as a pitcher, we're taking this guy as a hitter at this point in the draft with 60 power potential, 50 I, and 55 BABIP. Who knows what happens? 65 speed as well. We are absolutely going to be focusing him as a hitter, not a pitcher at all. What position? Who knows? Probably just first base, but definitely not a pitcher. And then we took in round 18, Sylvester Guay, something like that. Throws hard, has a good changeup. Interesting enough to take at this point in the draft. Then in round 19, same sort of thing, Jeff Nestico. Really good personality. Who knows? Out of ECU, go Pirates. And then in round 20, Ben Hood. Same sort of thing, 18 years old. High work ethic, intelligence. Maybe he develops, maybe he doesn't.